Well, our next guest is a former law enforcement officer turned country hit maker who infuses organic honky-tonk pop with a smooth Latin twang. A little bit of everything there. Fresh off the release of his highly anticipated new EP, Good for the Soul, we welcome country artist and founder of the Fray Initiative, Frank Ray.
Hey, how are you, Stephanie?
I am
Thank you so much for having me.
I saw you had quite a celebration over the weekend.
I did.
You celebrated the 4th of July at the Grand Ole Opry.
I can't think of a better place to celebrate.
Right, your family was there, and this is your 20th time?
Yeah, it's my 20th time. I'm very blessed to be here, and quite honestly, it is the American dream. I come from a small border town in New Mexico, and to be able to say that I'm standing on sacred ground in that hallowed place for the 20th time is quite literally the American dream.
Oh, that is so special. I'm sure it was an incredible celebration as
it
well.
It was, yeah. So tequila was had. Yeah.
Lots of tequila was had. All right, we have to talk about this collection of songs behind your new EP, Good for the Soul. Tell us what folks can expect.
Yeah, well, I mean, anyone who creates art or music, really, they can see themselves in that music, and I think for me, it's no exception. It's really just a pretty good reflection as to where I'm at in my life right now, not just with my family and my friends, but with my faith and sonically music that, that reflects the kind of music that I love and that I grew up with. And so, yeah, I'm just very, very proud of this body of work. It quite really is good for the soul.
Amazing. Well, let's crank it up and listen to Third Row, George Strait.
She was rocking that tied up blue clear sky t-shirt. I bought her in the parking lot. We were sipping from a flask. My boots snuck past that cop at the gate. No, I ain't forgot. She said, boy, I love you and I'll never let you go. Right in the middle of check, yes or no, and my heart got carried away. Blue eyes, blue jeans, Third Row, George Strait.
Oh yeah, everyone's coffee's warmed up now, all right? That's gonna get you going.
Yeah, they usually look at that and say, he sounds like that after looking at me. Yeah,
it's good stuff. Obviously, George Strait was a big influence of yours.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm a huge fan of all the hat acts of the 90s. George Strait, Alan Jackson, Clint Black, Tracy Lawrence is definitely probably one of my favorite artists of all time.
Did you say hat acts?
Yeah, the hat acts.
I love that.
Yeah, it was a big era back in 90s country. You just see like every guy that was coming out was donned in the cowboy hat. And
it is so true, but I've never heard it termed that way.
Yeah.
I really love it. Well, when folks hear this song, what do you hope they kind of walk away feeling from it?
With Third Row George Strait, it is kind of that classic just summer love kind of story that people remember. Everyone kind of remembers their first date. Like for me, personally, my wife and I, we were out at High Desert Brewery in Las Cruces, New Mexico, and we went out for nachos and a pitcher of peach wheat ale, I think is what it was. And I just remember that so specifically, especially because my wife kept that receipt from our first date. So it's really cool to see that I've met the love of my life over the $22 meal, which was kind of cool. But I think it's trying to capture that moment when people listen to this. That's what the song is about. It really describes that very first experience. And like, I remember what she was wearing. I remember what it looked like. I remember what the weather was like and all that stuff. What we're trying to do as songwriters is paint that picture. And I think that's what this song is all about. So hopefully it gives people that feeling here, especially in time for the summer romance.
That is so special, and you had me at peach wheat beer, so
cool?
I'm never going to forget this love story either.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the songwriting process behind this EP. Was it different than others? Did you learn anything new in the making of it?
Yeah, I've definitely come a long way. My wife will tell you in regards to songwriting. I wrote everything on my first EP, and I was just It was good songwriting, but it wasn't great songwriting. Having been here in Nashville, I've really kind of honed in on that craft with multiple people that have taken me under their wing, and I feel like I'm just in a new stride right now with my music and my songwriting, and I feel like I got the hang of it now, and not only that, but I'm really just kind of trying to tell the journey of my faith and my family, and that's reflected in the music. And so I feel like it's really cool. And I'm also selecting songs like Third Row George Strait, who come from some really great songwriters like Ben Stennis and Ben Hayslip and Dan Isbell, just some of these people that are responsible for some of the biggest hits in country music. And I get to be a piece of that, so it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Also part of that story is that he was former law enforcement. Thank you for your time with the badge.
Thank you very much.
And you started this mental health initiative, Fray. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, Fray is really my contribution to the conversation of mental health, specifically as it relates to the men and women in law enforcement. And having walked a mile in those boots for 10 years of my life, it was something that I know the things that keep me up at night.
Right.
And it's very difficult because first responders are notorious for compartmentalizing their issues because we don't necessarily want to associate vulnerability with that job. We always have to have this command presence and this authority sort of figure. And so we're notorious for suppressing all these emotions, but anyone will tell you who's done it, those things really kind of manifest themselves.
Yeah.
Those traumas and experiences will manifest themselves and oftentimes not in a really good way. So Fray is really my way of using this platform to amplify that message, to let men and women know that we got to kind of chip away at that hardened barrier that we've put up around our hearts, and talk about mental health and normalize the conversation. And I've also worked with members of the Senate and to try to get some legislation passed so we can get some funding for this campaign, and also provide what we call decompression rooms at different precincts where we can go and just, it sounds kind of silly, but offer up full body massage chairs where they go in there, take their vest off, get in a dark room, just really decompress, get their head right, and then go out and take care of business.
They deserve that time.
They
I
really
love
do.
that you're using your platform for this. Thank you so much.
Thank you
I
very much,
appreciate
Stephanie.
you. You guys can stream Good for the Soul on all major platforms right now.